Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy CowboyJobu, and as always, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like what you hear, click on the picture of Sean Lee and Jobu so that way you can be part of the Jobu Sports Report. And you'll get notified when we're going to be doing live streaming, so you can go ahead and call in and have your comments and stuff read online in live time. I've got to tell you though, I'm still kind of pissed off and miffed. The thing I love about this channel is the interaction with you guys. I do the best I can to try and answer as many of the questions that I get and respond to your comments. It's just like there's thousands of them, so it's hard to keep up. But we have real discussions about the Cowboys. You know, from time to time we'll get the trolls in here, but sooner or later they get tired or I chase them off or whatever. But for whatever reason, some of you guys just have this hero worship with Tony Romo. You act like Tony Romo is the greatest quarterback since Joe Montana. I keep hearing these same silly arguments. Tony Romo never had a team around him. It was always on Tony Romo to win it. He doesn't have the talent around him. Oh, bad play calling. You guys never want to blame Tony Romo for anything. Don't get me wrong. Tony Romo is a good quarterback. He's done some fantastic things. He's won games that he had no business winning. But the arguments that you have against Dak Prescott are wrong. I keep hearing that had Tony Romo been in that game, we would have won against Green Bay. Even though Dak Prescott's stats are better than any playoff game that Tony Romo's ever had. Tony Romo's never thrown 3 touchdown passes in a playoff game. Never. He's never thrown for 300 yards in a playoff game. So what makes you guys think that Tony Romo would have done better than Dak Prescott in that game? Give me some proof. Show me some numbers or something that tells me. Don't just give me your gut feeling. Show me what it is that Tony Romo could have done differently than Dak. Because I'm going to go ahead and show you guys, because I keep hearing that it's Dak Prescott's fault that we were down 21-3. Now I'm going to show you every single offensive play that got us to 21-3. And I dare you to show me what Dak did that caused us to be behind. Because I do recall Aaron Rodgers being the hottest quarterback in the NFL going into that game. I do recall when we went down 21-3, that we never stopped them on third down. And when we did stop them on third down, there was these strange penalties. Hands to the face by Claiborne. Illegal contact. All these things giving him first downs. And then we have Sean Lee covering a guy deep middle that goes for a touchdown where literally the ball went by his ear. All those things aren't Dak Prescott's faults. That's the defense. But let's look at all the plays from that, and you show me where Dak is at fault. Let's go to the tape. Okay, so that's a nice possession drive. March down the field, 3rd and 2. Unfortunately, the defender makes a great play and keeps it from being a first down. Pass was a little wobbly on 3rd down, but it could have been completed had it not been for a great play from them. But they kick a field goal. Score is 3-0. All right, let's look at the second drive.
But a flag is thrown. And now another on the far side of the field.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense. Number 19 came into the huddle as a substitute and did not participate and left the field. 15-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Wow, that's a costly penalty after a huge game. Mike Pereira, there's also a flag on the other side of the field, but first talk us through what Butler was guilty of.
Yeah, this is not an illegal substitution where you may come in just to the numbers and turn around and go back. If you actually enter the huddle and then leave the huddle without participating in the play, then it becomes unsportsmanlike conduct.
There he is, 19. Bryce Butler is all the way in the huddle and then comes out.
Second drive, you're down 7-3. We drive down to the 15-yard line, or at least what should have been a first down on the 15-yard line. Yet we get a phantom penalty, a penalty that's only been called one other time, and against the Dallas Cowboys by the same official, of Bryce Butler being in the huddle, causing it to be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty, which is a dead ball foul, giving us, instead of first down on the 15-yard line, 2nd and 20 from our 45. Yeah, that's Dak's fault, right? Turns out Bryce Butler didn't even go in the huddle. So that killed that drive. So please tell me, where is it Dak Prescott's fault that he lost the game and got us behind 21-3? Let's go to the third drive. So on that third drive, first down, pass right in Terrence Williams' hands, which would have been another first down. Nobody on him. Ball right there, somehow doesn't catch it. 2nd and 10. Zeke up the middle for 2. 3rd and 8. Dak trying to make a move, got some pressure, gets hit in the back, throws a bad pass. Green Bay marches down the field, scores 21-3. So now, the Dallas Cowboys are losing 21-3. The offense, penalty killed them one drive, 3 and out on the second. But from that point on, the Dallas Cowboys offense woke up. Dak went on to throw 3 touchdown passes after being down 21-3. Dak went on to throw for 302 yards. He had 1 interception as well as Aaron Rodgers. And had it not been for a fluky 3rd down deep pass where they kicked the field goal to win, the Dallas Cowboys would have won. Now, I'm not saying that Dak is free of any blame in this thing, because you win as a team and you lose as a team. But when you look at those numbers and what he did from being 21-3 down to fight back and tie up the score, that's not blaming the quarterback. It's not his fault. It's not like he threw an interception when he could have had the game-winning touchdown. Now, by comparison, because I like to give you the numbers, when you guys say that Tony Romo never had the team that, dare I say, that Dak Prescott had, in 2007, what's interesting is we were playing against the New York Giants. The Giants were a wild card team. We had a bye week. We were playing at home. And we lost to the New York Giants. And if you say that we didn't have a better team, we had 13 Pro Bowlers on that team. And if you look at the statistics, and I don't know if you guys can see these numbers that are up here. Here's what's interesting. When you say that Tony Romo didn't have a team around him, we had Marion the Barbarian, who was beasting at that time and got himself a big, fat, juicy contract because he was beasting. He averaged 4.8 yards that game and rushed for 129 yards. We rushed for 154 yards in that game. On the flip side, the New York Giants had Brandon Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw, and they only rushed for 90 yards, 3.9. Of course, we were handicapped, of course, because we were the little sisters of the poor. But here's where it gets interesting. Eli Manning, that turnover machine that is Eli now, he only passed for 163 yards. So, as a team, they only had 250 yards on offense. If Tony Romo was this far superior great quarterback, how come he only passed for 201 yards and 1 TD? When he clearly had a running game. Because I'm told Tony Romo has a running game, he's butter. We lost that game. 201 yards, 1 touchdown pass, with 154 yards rushing. So what tells you that had Tony Romo been in the Green Bay game that we would have won? Okay, that's one game. I know what you guys will say. Well, that was early in his career, so that doesn't count. Oh, yeah? Remember, this was Dak's first playoff game ever. Let's go to the Packer game. 2 years ago, Tony Romo's best season. What's interesting is, oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Let me go to that one. What's interesting is, Tony Romo, in that game, 15 out of 19 for 191 yards and 2 TDs. Nice numbers, great quarterback rating, but Aaron Rodgers on the flip side was 24 of 35 for 316 yards. But again, Tony Romo didn't have a team around him. Even though we rushed for 145 yards. 145 yards. Let's see, DeMarco Murray, NFL rushing champ. Defense right around 17. We rushed for more yards than Green Bay, but yet somehow we lost it. And I know you guys will say it wasn't Tony Romo's fault because Dez caught it. But I still go back to the fact of this. If you were able to run 145 yards rushing and it's 4th down and 1, with time on the clock and Aaron Rodgers on the other side that's going to get the ball, you want to go down the field and take your time. Ball control. You have the best running back in the NFL who is beasting. You take the safe play, you run for the first down, eat some time off the clock, and take your time getting that score. You don't go for it all at once and leave 2-3 minutes on the clock for Aaron Rodgers. Ask Atlanta that. Because that's what Atlanta did in the Super Bowl. 2nd down on the 31-yard line. You're up. You could have kicked a field goal and been up 2 scores and not left any time on the clock. But instead of doing the safe thing, which is running the ball 2 times and running off the time off the clock, they passed the ball. Now, people will say it's not Jason Garrett's fault because Tony Romo had an option. Tony Romo fans will say Tony Romo was just calling the play that was out there. Either way, you look at making the safe play. So by those numbers, what tells you that Tony Romo, having sat on the bench all season long, would have played better against the Green Bay Packers? I'm sick and tired of you guys' lame comments about Tony Romo being a far superior quarterback than Dak Prescott. Dak is not anything. You are full of crap. Now this video is getting a little long, and I'm just getting more and more pissed off by the minute. So I'm going to end it here. So as always, if you Romo fans don't like what I'm saying, please unsubscribe and go elsewhere. But don't come in here telling lies. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Jobu. And if you like what I'm saying, be sure to subscribe to the Jobu Sports Report. Have a great day.